There's your weekend tarot. Oh, hang on. Oh, heck. There's your weekend tarot. We've got new moon in... Swing. New moon in podcast. What's this? Maybe they're doing like a new moon podcast. I should really give that a shout out, but I'm afraid I actually don't know what it is. Well, if you can find anything about the AstroCal New Moon podcast, New Beginnings, New Starts, yeah, have a look. Maybe they should say. Anyway, New Moon in Capricorn. So we're doing some major arcana. I'm going to take 3 major arcanas for the New Moon in Capricorn energy. I'm doing it from the Kitchen Tarot, which, if anybody knows a good majors only deck, please tell me. Because I'm really always on the lookout for a good majors only deck, and they're very, very hard to find. I know. Anyway, Kitchen Tarot is a good one. But I would like to expand my repertoire. Oh, I love that. Oof, we all know what I think of that one. You're going to know what that is. If I was a cat, that's what I'd be doing with that. Definitely one of those guttery kind of growls. Okay, first one we get is the Chariot. These cards are so gorgeous. They've got so much in them as well. So we've got the rolling pin for the Chariot. Now I suppose I don't quite get, you've got the 2 horses and everything, why the rolling pin would be the Chariot. Do you know what I mean? Let me just, I've never done this, and I don't know if I've got my readers, and I don't think I have, so I'm going to have to do it a little bit like that. Okay, let's look at the Chariot. I just want to know why. When the Chariot appears, it's like discovering a herd of Clydesdales have taken up residence in your backyard, and if you don't control the beasts, they'll destroy what's yours. But with discipline and patience, is this where the rolling pin comes in? I was going to be nice and say, can anybody remember their mum's rolling pin? But not for that reason. For example, I have my mum's rolling pin, and it's glass. It's glass. It's hollow glass with red ends. I know, and it's managed to stay all this time. And it's very important to me for some reason to have it. I think your mother's rolling pin's really important, but maybe this is for a different reason. Because the horse is this arcanum's historical symbol, travel is good at this time, as well as making a car purchase or repair. Let me know if you're doing that. The rolling pin is a reminder to keep both hands on the steering wheel. I think they're reaching a bit with that one, but I'll go with it. Stay in the driver's seat and not in the path of galloping horses. Luck arrives when you master, this is true, luck arrives when you master opposing emotions, conflicting desires, and like a baker, another reach, roll them into a unified tasty treat. Seek jobs with variety, movement, responsibility, career advancements. In relationships, the rolling pin says to actively pursue partnerships. Oi! Oi! I've got me pin! You can't outrun me! Sorry. Okay. That nurture, comfort and support you. Fair enough. I like this. Yeah, and the affirmation, I never like affirmations, but I'll give it you anyway. I am heading in the right direction at a healthy space. You could also use the affirmation, I have a rolling pin and I am not afraid to use it. But I don't think that would be quite so popular. Then the second one, which fills me with dread, is potluck. Technically it shouldn't, it's the world, and it's a really good card. But you will know that I do not go to potlucks. And everybody has them. My neighbours are always having them. They did one at Christmas. I'm like, why don't you just hoover up all the germs and smear them all over some food and then put them on a buffet and warm them for 8 hours? Because it's, oh, you know. Anyway, I don't go to that because it's a bad idea. And it's just, I know it's all about community, and I know I'm being shallow, and I am, but sometimes you've just got to claim your shallowness. And sharing food in that way is mine. I'm like, no thank you. No thank you to 21 different people turning up with some kid's snotty cupcake for me. No. No. Okay, now that we've got past my vitriol and personal prejudice, oh look at that. A massive seagull, as I'm talking, comes down and pecks something off a bin. Righteous, thank you. So, let's think of it properly and not just all about my chagrin with horrible, dirty potlucks. It's the world card. It's the last card. So, it's the end of a cycle, but we know from Ouroboros, it's the beginning of a cycle as well. There's so many birds. This is very kind of, I don't know whether it's like seagulls and bins or whether it's something a bit more profound. Can you hear them? They sound great because it feels like you're near the sea when you're not. Anyway, yeah. If we think about the Chariot in terms of wrestling control of something, and I don't mean that you have to conquer it, because with the Chariot, sometimes you live with two opposites, and that works. You know, it doesn't mean you have to bring it into one. Sometimes I get that, you know, I'll get a reading where I think, no, you got to choose one horse and you've got to stick to it. But other times it's like bringing it into one. And I feel like this is one of the bringing it into one times. Okay. So with the potluck, it feels like we are ending a cycle where two opposite things conflicted with each other. We have a new moon in Capricorn, which is a deeply practical new moon. It's a wonderful new moon, actually. I love that. So think of it in terms of accepting what needs to be accepted and challenging what needs to be challenged. Okay? Because you can't control all of it. You shouldn't control all of it. But some of it does need a good old bop with the rolling pin. I'm not talking people. I'm just talking metaphorically. Don't all go out bopping people with rolling pins. Not that you would. You're a very calm bunch. There's a lot of empaths here. It's like, all I do with my rolling pin is make lovely cake and pastry. Of course you do. Then we get Libra. This is gorgeous, isn't it? I mean, if you're doing the kitchen tarot, it's not difficult to work out what you're going to do for Libra, is it? For justice. So, we've got the scales. It's gorgeous. This is beautiful. I think this is absolutely beautiful. What have we got? Oh, God. Card 11 in the kitchen tarot written on the top of a pie. We've got karma as well, which is rather nice. I feel like this is finding the balance between the two. So if you think about that, we're starting with the, and I'll show you actually. They're a bit big, as the actress said to the bishop, but we can fit them in. Okay. Or can we? Let's just make me smaller. Well, look how titchy I am now. There we go. Hello! Little mouse in the corner. Let's click off that. That's better. Right. So if you have this where you begin with something disparate and something that's going in two different directions, and I guess we can use their metaphor that you're trying to roll it out into one pastry. Okay. Then we have this, which is the end of a cycle, the beginning of another cycle. At the end of a cycle, you just give up what needs to be given up. I was going to say gived up then. What needs to be gived up? And you take what needs to be taken, and maybe it doesn't quite fit. And then you kind of, it's not even evening it out either. It's finding a way to live with the balance of it. The balance does not have to be equal. And I don't know about you, but in my experience of the world, it rarely is. You're looking for equality and it's a lovely idea, but how often does it happen? It's fleeting, you know, especially with the scales. They're equal, then they're up, then they're down. So it's like that. This is a work in progress. Don't try and control the uncontrollable, I think, is the other message I get from this. It's a lot, isn't it? Let me know what you're up to at the weekend. Let me know what your mother's rolling pin looks like. I've told you mine. I've shown you mine. You show me yours. And I'll see you soon. Namaste.